Alright, we're going to take Yorion Wits into a Modern League. Just because I'm tired of waiting for 2 mans to pop, and I know people actually play Modern Leagues. Papa JRBX2, thank you for following. You're a wonderful human being, and I greatly appreciate the support. Throw Karn, great creator, in there, and you have yourself a great dumpster fire. Oh man, yeah, because we can get like liquid metal coating and start blowing up lands after poxing, and we can abuse Crucible of World with smallpox, and I like it. Sounds dirty. We could actually, ooh, that would be good with Death Cloud. We could make that a Death Cloud deck. Because Karn could just start taking things out of the sideboard, because, you know, repeatable wishes are fine. Alright. Starting up a Modern League with Yorion... Sorry. We are so good at creating trash decks. That's why I appreciate you guys being around, because you guys you guys helped me come up with some amazing... I think I'm keeping this, simply because we have like 3 draws to hit land 2, and we do have a bolt. So... I forgot to put a Mystic Sanctuary in the deck, damn it! Well, at least we know how we can upgrade this deck. Opponent starts Inspiring Vantage. Good streamer, never seen you play a bad deck. I don't know what stream you've been watching. Opponent is playing Hammer Time, which, I'm not going to lie, has me mildly concerned for my safety. We are going to get a Snow-Covered Plains and play an Astrolabe. We draw a Jace, a second Jace in Battle of Wits. I'm going to have to find out a different camera setup for this, because I don't want to be blocking out my hand. Stoneforge Mystic. Opponent tutoring up something. They're playing Luris. Shadow Spear. Okay. We draw Prismatic Vista. Play Hollowed Fountain untapped. Advice on what? I'm always open to advice. Webcam covering the cards. I can do this. Does that help? Then you can at least see the card names. Opponent is playing a Spellskite. I think I'm going to deprive that. We'll pick up our basic planes here. Opponent gets in for 1. Oh, just show the game log? I used to do that, but I felt like it squished the... Oh, God. We just got magnetic thefted. Alright. We got hammered. Okay, one sec. Let me see if I can... Oop, not that one. Move that there. And then we... I might have to be actually in the game to show it. Sliding game log over tweak chroma key. Screen real estate always at a premium. Yes, indeed, that is true. We could bring in timely reinforcements. I think we will. Gonna drop... Probably misses, actually. Okay. So I will pull up the game log 1 second, and we'll see if that makes it bearable. Woo, basic land shark. 28 bits, thank you so much. Every bit helps. I would love to play first. Reveal Yorion. Show game log. I can do something like that. Is chat still readable? Is my hand still viewable? Okay, we have a braid. We have a braid and prohibit and Uro, which is a singleton because I only have one. Hang on, maybe if I show chat, move that to here, then chat will be readable. Alright. Cool. So we start Flooded Strand. Pass the turn. Investing 100 play points for a full league with this brave soul? You know it, mana traders. Alright, opponent starts Giver of Runes, so we're going to fetch up a Steam Vents. Untap. We draw Mirrodin's Core. We're going to play a Plains, play Prophetic Prism. Just had the worst idea ever. Give me a sec to write it out. Oh, I'm excited now. Always excited for worst ideas ever. So hopefully we can deal with one of the hammers with a braid and the other one with prohibit. Steel Shaper's Gift. Colossus Hammer. I'm so glad that my opponent's deck is a deck, by the way. I'm very happy that, like, someone is playing a Trolley Hammer deck in a league. What if you had a bunch of Artifact Ramp, and then Smallpox and Wildfires? You can include Karns, etc. as well. I mean, it does sound tempting. It just, the only thing that I would worry about is making sure that we had enough... enough artifact ramp. We have to be able to play enough artifact ramp and still have a curve of other things. That's the only thing I worry about. There's also a 7-mana Wildfire that does 5 lands and 5 damage to everything that's modern legal that I think was printed in original Zendikar, but I don't know what the title of it is off the top of my head. I think the play here is to just bolt, and we're going to leave up a Braid Prohibit. If our opponent does nothing, we'll put a charge counter on Mirrodin's Core. Inkmoth Nexus. That's concerning. Alright. We will prohibit a Spellskite. Given the option, we will almost certainly abrade the hammer. Because any protection that they're likely to have in some sort of like turn-aside effect or Apostle's Blessing would protect the creature. This really sucks, because we have to leave up a braid. I was hoping for a land. Because with a land we could at least play like a Prophetic Prism or something. But hey, we'll play around Mana Tide. How about that? Smirt. Okay. Opponent fires up the Nexus. Deafening Silence. Each player can't cast more than one non-creature spell per turn. Okay, opponent gets in. So Deafening Silence should lock them out of playing like Magnetic Theft or anything. Hammer 2 would be really bad. Okay, Giver of Runes. So we are going to destroy Colossus Hammer. Put a charge counter on Mirrodin's Core. I think this land is actually kind of underrated. We get a Windswept Heath. Windswept Heath is good. The only thing we have to worry about is if their hand is like Hammer Magnetic Theft, but actually, because they just Deafening Silence themselves, we don't have to worry about that, which is sweet. So we're going to play Windswept Heath. We're going to crack Windswept Heath for a snow-covered forest. And then we are going to play a Gideon. Whoops, hang on. There we go. Whew. Mega Knight. So our opponent playing another hammer is scary. And hopefully doesn't happen right away. Okay, opponent fires up Ink Moth Nexus. Gets in at Gideon for 1, gets in for Gideon for 1. Block the 1/1 core. Okay, they give it pro white. They could have done that pre-combat or pre-attacks at least, and then they would have gotten an additional damage on Gideon. All right, we untap. We draw Blessed Alliance. Gideon gonna make a knight. They're gonna sack Sunbaked Canyon to draw a card. Sure. We play another Prophetic Prism. Draw a card. Play a Plains. We could just play Uro here. It does a little bit, doesn't it? If we draw a land, let's just leave up Blessed Alliance. No, they still can't kill us because they have Deafening Silence out. So we're going to Uro, because I think we can get away with this. Gain a little life. Draw a card. Okay, Jace shuts off our opponent's ability to attack without a hammer or equipment of any kind, which is excellent here. Okay. Opponent plays Ink Moth Nexus. Or activates it, I mean. We play an Inspiring Vantage. Another Core Duelist. Okay, one at us. We take one Infect. That's not what I want. There we go. Okay. So we could actually cast an Uro. Another Abrade. That makes me feel a lot safer. Make another knight. Green, blue, blue, green. Sorry about that. He just found that he has a toy that squeaks. Alright, so we get an Uro. Yes! Now we have a Braid mana. And we have the option of Blessed Alliance if our opponent decides they want to attack with just an Inkmoth Nexus. Okay, opponent jumps. Probably activates Giver. I think they're debating about double blocking. I'm not going to kill Giver, because that would mean we have to use up a Braid, which I think is much better used on a Hammer. Because our opponent will, if our opponent plays a Hammer, they will not be able to play a spell to protect it because of their own Deafening Silence. And if they attack with just one creature, we have the Blessed Alliance for like the Inkmoth, which is their only real threat to us at the moment, and it's a very slow threat. Opponent plays a Lurrus. Sure. So that we probably will have to abrade, which is unfortunate. Or we have to deal with it some way anyway. They do have Giver, yes, so we can't just target it. I don't think we're doing anything this turn. We'll just put another charge counter on. Okay, untap. We draw Windswept Teeth. So play Windswept Teeth. Go to combat. Attack with Uro. Gain some life. Put a Ketria Triome into play. Opponent will probably block and give protection from green and blue, or whatever. Whatever they're going to do there is fine. Because I suspect they're going to try and suit up Inkmoth Nexus with like a Magnetic Theft. You like kill Lurrus now in combat? I mean, we still can. Make another knight. Yeah. Oh, whoops. I think... Yeah, we'll kill Lurrus. Because our opponent is going to have to use, like, a Magnetic Theft or something. You're scared? Or scarred? Both of those words are adequate. There you go. Alright, opponent fires up the Inkmoth. Goes to combat. Attacks us for 1 infect. I think we just 2-mode. Actually, you know what? No. If they've got it, that's fine. We'll make them waste the Magnetic Theft if they have. There it is. Gotcha. Because now they can't cast any other non-creature spells to protect themselves. Okay, Windswept Teeth will go and fetch a Breeding. Hey! Don't chew on that. He's chewing on a corner of a blanket. He definitely wasn't. He about hit the ceiling when I... Yeah, you think you're being sneaky, but you're not. Wow, Blessed Alliance too. It's actually fantastic. Make another knight. Play Jace. Yep. Nice. If that had if our opponent didn't concede there, I was actually going to cast Yorion and like get double activations off our planeswalkers and stuff. It was going to be sweet. Yeah, I think we just run it back. This deck does have a Singleton Commandeer in it. Your eyes do not deceive you. If I had the opportunity, I think I would Commandeer Hammer. Or Commandeer Magnetic Theft and put their hammer on my creature. Oh, that'd be awesome. Sorry, give him the dog scratches. Alright. We are on the draw. Versus Hammer time. Game 3. No worries, man. Good luck with your yard work. Ooh, this is a Battle of Wits hand. I think we'll keep. Opponent starts Inspiring Vantage, Core Duelist. If they have Hammer Magnetic Theft, we're dead. There's just no getting around that. So play Windswept Teeth. I wish I had a camera angle I could show you on his face right now, because he's got a spot right on his chest between his forelegs that if you just sit there and rub it, he gets a stupid expression on his face. Uh-oh. No, not the turn 2. Oh, had me so worried. Okay, we get hit for 1. Oh, no, it really is the turn 2. Oh, no, not like this. Oh, well, that's the power of Hammer time. We'll fetch a Triome for swag. Oh, man. Well, I mean, maybe I should have mulliganed to, like, bolts or something, but I don't know. I felt like that was a pretty... It was definitely a reasonable hand versus most. Just, I forgot how fast Hammer time... To be fair, I haven't actually, like, sat down and streamed Constructed for, like, 2 months. I've been doing only limited content. That's my defense. Alright, round 2. Here we go. I don't know why this shirt keeps getting green screened, chroma keyed. I'd love to play first. We will show Yorion. I think we can work with this. We just need to draw great mana. Spreading Seas could potentially disrupt our opponent. Opponent mulligans to 6. So we start Island. Pass the turn. Llanowar Waste Mishra's Bauble. This looks like some sort of Death Shadow variant. Oh no, this could be Green-Black Tron. So opponent Ancient Stirrings. Oh, never mind. I have Luris. It's probably Luris Jund. Or something crazy. The Ozolith. Hardened Scales? Is this a Hardened Scales deck? I just named like 5 different decks, but I think this is Hardened Scales. I can't imagine another deck that would play Luris and the Ozolith. Opponent cracks Mishra's Bauble, looks at the top card of our 239 card library. We draw Searing Spear, play Snow-Covered Plains, and Spreading Seas the Llanowar Wastes. We draw another Plains, pass the turn. Hangerback Walker on 1. We'd like an Astrolabe. Let's solve, like, get a Gideon of the Trials. Go ahead and play Chad. Uptick him on Hangerback. Pass the turn. What are your opinions on banning Astrolabe? Any all formats? I don't play the formats where it's most hated, I guess. I know it's a lot more potent in Legacy and Vintage than it is in Modern. It's really interesting to me that even with a casting cost restriction, dropping Prophetic Prism from 2 to 1 made it, like, absolutely insane. We'll tick up on Hangerback Walker and play an Astrolabe. It's the kind of card that's like, I don't know, because it's a Mana Cyclics, but the only difference is it draws a card. Like, Mana Cyclics being one of the most unassuming pieces of limited jank, except where you really need color fixing, you know? So, I don't know. It's the kind of card that I think is too efficient, but is not necessarily, like, something I would think should be banned. I think the problem is there are too many cheap cards that, like, between Arkham's Astrolabe and Prismatic Vista, playing, like, low drop tempo plays in most of these formats is just too powerful. I don't know. I'm not really an expert, so I don't know that anything I say should be taken seriously, but do we Searing Spear that? Our opponent sacks it, gets counters on the Ozolith. But if we reduce... If we do that, we can set up for a Verdict. I think that's what we gotta do. It does not feel amazing, I will tell you that. Spirit. Okay. Ravager sack. Billion triggers. It should also be noted, anybody asking my opinion on bans, that I am just a guy who plays usually extreme jank and not a pro player or expert by any means on that sort of thing. Okay. Opponent going to hit Gideon to 2. They are not going to pump up the Arcbound Worker anymore. So it's interesting because the Ozolith kind of prevents them from having... from being as susceptible to board wipes as they were. So we're going to play a Flooded Strand. We're going to fetch up a Breeding Pool, and we're going to Wrath. White, white, blue, blue, Verdict. Alright, opponent is going to basically make as many counters as possible. Basically to get those counters onto the Ozolith. So next turn, I suspect our opponent will be playing Lurrus into like Ravager or Lurrus into Hangerback, which is kind of bad news for us. But if they stack and make a huge Hangerback, and we draw land, we can Teferi and tuck it back into the deck and get rid of the counters that way. We do have a Cryptic, which can buy us a little bit of time as well. Do we Emblem or Animate Gideon? I think we Animate. Okay. Get in for 4, pass the turn. Alright, Hangerback Walker on 1. I mean, if our opponent just Ozoliths this, I'm going to pray we draw land. Oh gosh, alright, Ravager makes this a little bit tougher. I think this is actually worse than Lurrus. Lurrus into Hangerback here, because now they have ways to get around just about everything. Can we draw Misty? Let's see. So we can play Nissa, leave up Ice Fang. We can play Teferi, leave up Ice Fang, and draw. We can leave up Cryptic, which does not do a whole lot. It does Fog. We're probably upticking on Ravager. Ugh. I think the play is to uptick Gideon on Ravager, play Teferi, plus Teferi, and then we'll flash in Ice Fang Caudal to block whatever, if they make like one particular Hangerback Walker token. But we're going to need another board wipe. So fetch with Misty. We're going to get a Snow-Covered Forest. Play Teferi. Uptick Teferi. We get a Jace. Jace helps versus a small board of tokens. Uptick on Ravager. Pass the turn. We're going to untap Breeding Pool and Snow-Covered Ice. Opponent sacks the Hangerback. They want all the tokens to be able to attack. Well, the good news is if we can Ice Fang Quaddle... the problem... I was going to say, like, we have Gideon who can fog individual creatures. But the problem here is Ozolith lets them choose at beginning of combat, which means not any time that Gideon has a relevant ability. So we're basically in the, like, we have to draw, like, land Snapcaster for Verdict or another board wipe off of Ice Fang. Cryptic can buy us a turn. And odds are Teferi and Gideon are going to die here, which is a huge problem. Okay. Opponent makes big ol' Thopter. Does not attack. Yeah, they say Arg. Looks like they clicked through their combat step. Well, that is incredibly good news for us, for them to have skipped it. Alright, we draw a card. It's Scrying Sheets. We draw for turn. It is Breeding. So we... I think we uptick to Fairy here. Yeah, we have to, because then we can play Jace uptick, and his only threats are going to be whatever creatures he can make big. We draw Thassa's Intervention. So we tick up Gideon on Arcbound Ravager. We're going to play a Breeding Pool untapped. Play Jace. Uptick Jace, which makes all the 1/1 tokens irrelevant other than for blocking. Then we untap our 2 blue sources and have access to Cryptic. And everything worked out better than expected. We also have Thassa's Intervention, which can draw us 2 cards. Okay. Opponent sacks the Big Thopter. We could just bounce the Ozolith with Cryptic, which honestly does not sound too bad at all. Okay. Opponent plays a Nurturing Peatland and a Walking Ballista. Alright, so we are going to counter Walking Ballista, bounce Ozolith. So opponent can give up basically their whole board to get 1 big thing right now. Or they can just replay Luris and get a Mishra's Bauble. Okay. Seems reasonable. This is one of the interactions I do not like, which is unfortunate because I like Mishra's Bauble. I've just never been able to play with it because I can't afford it, because on Moto it's outrageously expensive. Okay, we draw... Okay, we get Baubled. We draw Field of Ruin, which I don't believe changes anything. If you ever need them, you have 4 to borrow. Good to know, actually. That's really good to know. Okay, the very first thing we're going to do is uptick to Fairy. We draw an island. So we uptick Jace. Uptick Gideon on Ravager. Play Nissa. Scry with Nissa. Probably, I guess, should have done that first. But I really wanted to know what we were going to draw before doing anything else. Play, I guess, a Scrying Sheets, and pass the turn. We're going to untap an island, and I guess a forest. Color requirement probably doesn't matter too much because we have an Astrolabe out. Opponent plays an Inkmoth Nexus. Replays the Ozolith. Plays an Animation Module. We do not have a Cyclonic Rift in this deck. I thought about doing like Cyclonic Rift and Mystical Teachings because we have so many flash threats. I did not want to have to use the counter mode, but I think in order to prevent ourselves from dying, we have to. And we cannot leave up Scrying Sheets. Yeah, we're just going to spend all our mana here. Did they cast Ballista for 0? I should not have countered that, because they cast Ballista for 0. Okay. Opponent's going to make some Animation Module tokens. Thanks for being quick on that punt count. I appreciate it, Six Sigma. You're keeping me honest. No attacks from our opponent. We untap. We draw. Gifts Ungiven. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We win. Gotcha, Kano. It's your birthday present. Yeah. Okay. We should win here. So we play Snow-Covered Island. Gifts Ungiven, targeting our opponent. We're going to get Unburial Rites Elishnorn. And then we still have all of our Planeswalker activations. Oh god, Moto, please don't crash. No, you don't like resolving tutors in Battle of Wits, but you can do it. I believe in you. Alright. Unburial Rights. Card number 1. There we go. Elishnorn. Card number 2. That's how you know Moto is quality programming. Resolving a gifts in Battle of Wits takes no less than like 2 minutes. Okay. Play Elishnorn. I don't blame you, Mana Traders. I signed a dark contract with him, so I'm pretty sure he owns the stream. Mild Bone Children. Got a Muscle Punch from Smoothie King. It's got bananas, strawberries, vanilla extract, oatmeal, turbinado, whatever that is. And sounds good, except for the banana. I really don't like. Okay, opponent concedes. I'm with you there, Six Sigma. I have no idea. Okay. Probably some Ashioks for unbleached, unrefined cane sugar. Oh, that sounds awesome. We're going to bring in some Ashioks for some Nisses. Just to help stop the... No other changes. It does leave opportunity. A lot of jokes. The Bone Zone. Oh, man. If I could have a dark, gothic skeleton legion or castle as the title over the... Alright. We can cast a Deprive, but that's it. And it is mildly bad by much. Gonna mulligan. Alright. Let's do this. Hit. Thought it was Shark Fin or something. Never. Don't even joke, Six Sigma. You'll get timed out. We'll start by playing a Ketria Triome and pass the turn. What? Take 1. All these Astrolabes. So we're going to bolt Mimic. Opponent only has 2 cards in hand, which is good. We definitely need to draw a Snowland. Alright, Snowland. That's good. So play a Snowland. Play an Astrolabe. Now if our opponent draws... Or if our opponent stacks onto a big creature, we do have the path available. Ancient Stirrings. Ozolith. Man, that card is the bane of my existence at this point. Sorry, I looked away from chat for a second. What's happening? Alright, opponent gets in for 2. We need a way to deal with this Ravager, and I wish we had like sudden shocks in this deck or something. Opponent puts a counter on Hangerback. We untap, we draw. Okay, Verdict is really good. Abandon all hope, ye who enter the Bone Zone. My goodness, that's awesome. Ooh, we got a Bolt. And let's go ahead and do that. Bolt Ravager. Opponent's going to modular up the Ravager. So our opponent can actually get it large enough to survive the bolt, which is fine. It's if they sack it and stack the trigger or stack the counters onto Hangerback that we would be extra excited. Opponent's gonna get some Thopters. Okay. Opponent passes. So now, if we can get him to sack the other Hangerback and follow up into a Wrath, we should be fine. Actually, no, that's not true, because they have the Ozolith and they have Inkmoth Nexuses. Man, this deck really 1/1 counters. What I wouldn't give for a Solemnity. Throne of Gap. Come on, man. We gotta let this happen. Because if we tap out, our opponent can just stack everything on. I don't think this saves us. I think we're actually still dead. Because they can sack here. Maybe we need an engineered explosives in this deck. Or some other kind of way to deal with all this kind of nonsense. Because it's 6, 7. Okay, path fizzles. So even if we Wrath, our opponent will put enough counters on the Ozolith that a Inkmoth Nexus will one-shot us. So we need... Yeah, there's just no way we win. What's this, game 3 now? That metallic mimic start was pretty... No changes. We'll just run it back. We'll play first. Reveal Yorion again. It's not amazing, but I think we gotta keep this. Opponent mulligans to 6. Kind of wish this was a pass. So we're fetch with Misty Rainforest. Pass the turn. Also, consider me an uncultured American for not knowing. They don't call him the Diabolic Tutor for nothing. He does bequeath knowledge. Would not mind a mana leak. Ice Fang Quaddle kind of works. Play a forest. Pass the turn. Is that with the hot sand? Triomes must have improved my deck, my opponent says. Alright. Opponent plays an animation module. And an Arcbound work. This is fine. So we're going to have to blow this on thin ice. Non-ideal, but considering we do not have any to keep the board under control, that's kind of... We draw land. Another land. Play Misty Rainforest on thin ice. I was such a refined and cultured person watching Kano. So we're going to take out Arcbound Worker here, and I guess just get in for 1. There's not much else we can do. Scrying Sheets will start doing work next turn, hopefully. Hit our opponent for 1. I really wish Scrying Sheets let you put the card on the bottom of the deck if you didn't. This card would be actually insanely good. I remember when Scred used to play this. Overgrown Tomb tapped for our opponent. Oh man, was that their only threat? Or are they just worried about a counter? We're going to fetch a Ketria Triome. Untap. Justice Strike. Justice Strike is fairly good. We'll play a Scrying Sheets. Get in for 1. Pass the turn. I am running low on time, so if I have to ignore chat here for a minute, I'm sorry in advance. A Walking Ballista for our opponent. Opponent kills our Ice Fang Quad. We're going to activate Scrying Sheets. Implying I don't look that way. We're going to Justice Strike this Walking Ballista. And then we're going to leave up Mana Leak and pray everything is fine. Opponent's going to ping us twice. If our opponent does not cast Luris or anything else out of their hand, we will just activate Scrying Sheets. Opponent plays a Forest. Opponent plays Luris. Mana Leak Luris. Another animation module. Successfully through puberty and a little significantly less ginger. At least in this lighting. That's true. I'm right now under some harsh LED light and backlit only with a regular incandescent bulb. Because there's not enough hookups down here for... I'm working on it, though. So we're probably going to fire off a big Thassa's Intervention. Okay, we're going to look at the top 4 cards and pick 2. We'll take Gideon and untap. We do not have 2 white mana sources. We cannot play this Gideon. That is extremely disheartening. Okay. Pass the turn. We are probably snapcastering Thassa's Intervention if our opponent top decks nothing. Opponent fetches Verdant Catacombs, finds a forest. Plays a land. Okay, on their end step, Snapcaster for Thassa's intervention. Cast Thassa's. We're going to pick up a Hallowed Fountain and a Snow-Covered Island. So many lands this game. Untap. Snow-Covered Forest. Play Hallowed Fountain. Play Gideon. 0 Gideon. Get in for 2. Pass the turn. Opponent down to 15. Walking Ballista X2. Opponents can get some servos. Why do you time out if you have a Gideon emblem? Because you lose the match, not the game. Activate Scrying Sheets. Pick up a Snow-Covered Island. Scrying Sheets has drawn us like 4 cards this game. We draw Baloth. Uptick on Ballista. Play Forest. Play Baloth. F6. The problem is they can make like 2 servos a turn now. And I think it's going to be whoever times out first. And considering my opponent has a substantial amount more triggers than we do. Walking Ballista number 2. I'm going to always yield to this one. Okay, Polluted Delta on top of our deck is going of little use. Yeah, I'm not going to crack it. I think I might time out if I do. Also true. Well, Scrying Sheets does not put lands to the bottom. Oh no, because we Thassa's intervention like 4 times. That's what happened. Herp derp. Alright, Gideon takes 2. We draw. Up to Gideon. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Why would I play it? I might need it. Seven at us. Two mode, Blessed Alliance. Go scrying. It's an abundant growth. I actually don't mind the redraw. Opponent's gonna kill Gideon. We untap, we draw. Abundant growth. Play abundant growth. Gonna scry in response. Ooh, it's Gifts Ungiven. I may have just killed myself because we needed that mana. Alright. Well, F6. If we're not dead, we can Gifts Ungiven for a way to win the game. I should not have scryed. I should have just redrawn. The one time I was trying to get clever. What do you mean it's a swamp? Oh, the Polluted Delta. I mean, it does tap for mana, but it can still crack. He was worried about me like drawing whatever I was going to draw instead of or drawing the abundant growth rather than a potential live card. And our opponent times out. Well, we're 1-1. Moving on to round 3. I think I bumped my camera. Why is this, like, portion of my shirt? I don't know. This setup's kind of jank, and I'm going to have to fix it. But I'm going to need more time to do that. Alright, we lost the die rolls. We're going second. So we're against... Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce it. I'm not going to try. Feels good to have won a match, though. Kind of sad we did not beat Hammer Time round 1. But, you know, can't have it all. This hand casts a Force of Negation if my opponent plays a non-creature spell, which is insufficient, so we need to mulligan. Alright, we have an Astrolabe, we have several Prophetic Prisms, and a Gifts. This hand is actually kind of decent. We're going to drop to Fairy. Thoughts on what will happen to the companion mechanic tomorrow? They're going to do something that lets them keep the spirit of the mechanic without the power. So, like, I suspect it's going to be like you have to exile a card to your sideboard or exile a card from the game or something like that to get it into your hand. That would be my suspicion. Fire their awful design team. We could only hope. I think that they've been taking too many risks lately. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be taking risks, because that's how they make fun mechanics and stuff. But, like, I don't know. Companion was a mechanic that was immediately obvious to the players that was going to be problematic. And I can't imagine how they didn't notice. Alright, we drew a land. That's excellent. Unfortunately, Goblin Guide did not draw us that land, but hopefully we can get to Gifts on 4 mana, and then just Gifts for Iona, name red, and win the game. Because we theoretically can play Gideon on 3. Am I a terrible person for not hating Companion? I don't like Luris and that should go, but all the others I don't mind as much. So I dislike the fact that it's an 8th card in hand, and no, you're not a bad person for thinking that. They were trying to like do the Commander thing in all the other formats because Commander's so popular, but it's not for the same group of people. I am a huge fan of what Companion tried to do, which was encourage a deck building restriction. I play that kind of Magic all the time when I play Battle of Wits, and that's the kind of Magic that's awesome. Not just jamming the 60 most powerful cards is a more cerebral and interesting way to play Magic to me, personally. I don't know. I just think that they went like too far overboard with it. So we're gonna play Gideon. They do have a companion, and it is Luris. Uptick on Goblin Guide. Hopefully we're not dead to Bolt Bolt. If we had zeroed Gideon, we would still be dead to Bolt Bolt. Opponent Lightning Helix's face. Alright, whether they draw a burn spell or not dictates whether we live another turn. Yep, they drew it. That's pretty unfortunate. The good news is, I think without all of our mulligans, we have a pretty decent matchup versus Burn. So Timely Reinforcements definitely coming in. I'm going to drop Elspeth, Tameo, and a couple of Nisses. The only frustrating one is Yorion because it has the easiest restriction to deck building and also the best statted one being a strictly better air elemental. Oh yeah, because it's a 4/5 instead of a 4/4, as well as being easier to cast because it's in 2 colors and hybrid. I think 80 cards was not enough for like the inconsistency. It was not enough of a drawback. I would have liked to see 100 cards, and I think it still might be playable and might actually homogenize decks more than it already has. Because once you get that far down in the number of playables in a format in the same color set, you're starting to all play the same deck. So I'm not sure that, unless they pump the numbers to the extreme, which would make Yorion like not really a playable companion, but neither is Battle of Wits, and I play that, so who am I to talk? But we're going to keep. We have Timely Reinforcements. Opponent mulligan to 5. I actually think Jengatha's restriction is way too easy to meet. I don't think he's powerful, but I think his restriction is too easy to meet. Okay, a 1-card linear combo on 6 mana is not a problem in Pioneer. Well, it might be in Pioneer. I don't actually know, so I'm not going to speak from ignorance there, but it should not be a problem in Legacy. If you're going to build a deck full of clones, Lion's Eye Diamonds, and like free counter spells, you might as well just play like Spanish Inquisition or some other deck that's the same way. I think Garuda in Legacy is fine. Now, if it's actually like a problematic combo in Pioneer, then yes, that it should be banned there. I thought Luris did Luris get banned in Legacy? Yeah. That's a good comparison. Garuda being the same tier as Belcher. So we'll play Windswept Heath, pass the turn. Oh, the training grounds. Boros Legendary. That one. Yeah, because it went infinite with like Grim Monoliths and Basalt Monoliths and that sort of thing. Like, way too easy. I don't think it was like being played excessively at the time, but they looked at it and they were like, yeah, the win rates are way too high. People just aren't playing this yet. Okay, opponent plays an Eidolon of the Great Revel. We're going to fetch up a snow-covered forest. And play an Icefang Quaddle. Draw a card. We get a Prismatic Vista, which is good. Eidolon of the Great Revel resolves. We draw on Thin Ice. We're going to wait a turn to play Timely Reinforcements, because if our opponent casts another creature, we can get the guys for it, and then... Or we can play on Thin Ice and Timely Reinforcements in the same turn, and we can decide which order is better. Opponent plays a Sunbaked Canyon. Eidolon 2. What the hell? You can always do Celestial Kirin Armageddon. That would be fun. We'll take 2 here. Let's get a snow-covered island, turn on Death Touch, and play Jace. +1 Jace. Pass the turn. So now they have to waste a burn spell on Icefang Quaddle, which I don't think they're going to do because they would take too much damage from casting a burn spell, I think. Which one's Kahira again? Okay, opponent Helix's Quaddle. (3/2) Vigilance Lord. Oh, yes, okay. Yeah, that is kind of lame. They should have made a restriction that you had to have like a certain number of creatures in your deck or something. Timely Reinforcements in the clutch. Going to 1 life. Get some tokens. Uptick Jace. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent cracks Fiery Islet to draw a card. The Lightning Helixes are face. No attacks. We draw Nimble Obstructionist. Downtick Jace, let's see what we find. Verdict, Obstructionist, Polluted Delta. Okay. was kind of hoping for a counter spell, really. So Verdict would let us answer Eidolon without taking damage. Then they would have to have double burn spell because we have path for a guy potentially. No, we don't have enough white sources for that. Take pile 2. Play Teferi. Down tick on Eidolon. No attacks. If they have a Rift Bolt that they suspend, we can counter it with Obstructionist. I'm not used to not having my desk against the wall. Lava Spike. Alright. We draw a Breeding Pool. Uptick to Fairy. We draw in Burial Rites. Down tick Jace. Golden Egg is a way to gain life. I will take a Golden Egg. Rest on the bottom, any order. Play the egg. I should not have tapped out of green. Get Tectonic Edge. I'll play Tectonic Edge. Crack it to gain life. Prophetic Prism. Gideon of the Trials. Alright, no attacks. Oh no! That was a mistake. I don't think it mattered too much, but that was a mistake. Thanks, Six Sigma. You got my back. Keeping me honest. This used to not be a May, by the way. That's functional errata wizards. Can't expect me to play cards like that on a digital edition where you can actually update the text. Oh, man. We just need a Snapcaster or something. Something for this timely reinforcements. Opponent plays a Sunbaked Canyon. And an Eidolon. Alright. Draw Forest. Uptick to Fairy. Yes, that is the plan. Sacrifice Jace. Okay, I will take Mana Leak. Whatever pile Mana Leak's in. We had to draw so many cards just to be able to deal with an Eidolon. So play the Forest. Hold control. White, white, green. Gideon. I was auto-yielded to it! No! I had a Galaxy Brain play, and I was auto-yielded to the Eidolon trigger. But it cracks Sunbaked Canyon. I can't still path. Are you laughing it off? Throw the headset against the wall? I don't know. Oh no, we have Prophetic Prism. So what do we do here? We Emblem Gideon for sure. Okay, hang on a sec. Turn off auto yields. Turn off auto yields. Everybody say it with me. Turn off auto yields. Okay. Hold control. Path Eidolon. Cycle Nimble Obstructionist. Stifle Eidolon trigger. Opponent gets a land. So our opponent needs 2 pieces of interaction. Unpunt? That's not an unpunt. I have 6 through it again. Oh my god. Alright. Alright. And we win anyway. That's some bad karma. I gotta get the karma count back. We're at like negative 5,000 at this point. That says, alright, it wasn't punting, it was triple extended BM. Not really. Punting is a good way to keep chat engaged. I mean, everybody likes laughing at the clown, right? Oh, man. I could not have tried to punt that hard. Really gotta focus. Keep in mind, we drew like 14 extra cards and our opponent mulliganed to 5. I look like the quintessential D&D player. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I hit all of the stereotypes. Alright, we have gifts, we have Prophetic Prism. We can gifts for Iona and win the game, provided we do not die before, like, turn 5. Yes, I do play D&D. Not frequently, but I do. And it is fun. I recommend everybody try it at least once. Okay, we get a Triome, which is an excellent turn 1 play. And a Spreading Seas. Now, if opponent is mana screwed, Spreading Seas will do a lot of work. We are going to drop Exclude. Don't you need friends for that? I got friends. No, actually, I'm in kind of the dream scenario because I got my fiance interested in playing D&D, and she actually goes and plays in the same sessions that I do, and it's awesome. Force of Negation is an excellent card here. Actually, amazing tier top deck. So we're going to play a Snow-Covered Island and a Prophetic Prism. Draw card. Polluted Delta. Indeed, I do. He really is a leprechaun. I take offense to that. I am actually 3 leprechauns in a person suit. I am too small to be 1 leprechaun. Do you know a 9-year-old kid told me that? I was just like, this kid's a genius. We'll take 3. Opponent plays Bloodstainmire. We have red mana. We can steal their Grim Lavamancer and shock their Goblin Guide. Opponent plays a mountain. That 9-year-old kid grew up to be Elon Musk. Oh, man. Another Archmage's Charm. Play a Snow-Covered Island. Wasn't he still Elon Musk when he was 9, though? No, he hadn't shortened his name yet. He was Elongated Muskrat. Alright, Boros Charm. Oh, I can't force that, because it's my opponent's turn still. Let's see. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. We're at 11. I think we gotta counter this. 4 damage is just too much. Opponent gets to shock us. We do not have to survive very much longer, but we do have to survive. Opponent plays a land. That's good news for us and our survival. And Force of Negation does exile, so our opponent will not be able to shock with Grim Lavamancer, though they can attack with it. We're so close. So very close. We get a Snow-Covered Mountain off the top. Take 2, go to 7. Untap. We draw Abundant Growth. Play a snow-covered island. Okay, we just have to be able to fire off gifts. We have Archmage's Charm if we need to use it to stay alive. Where's my bolt command? We're always dead to bolt. No. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Get him right now. Yeah, that's right. You can't shock. My fiance is an artist. She's worked odd jobs up until ye old Backstreet Boys reunion tour, coronavirus, or whatever you want to call it, happened. All right, we get the trigger from Goblin Guy. Get the scrying sheets. Block. Oh, it has summoning sickness. I forgot that when you mind control things that way, they have summoning sickness. Opponent plays a Luris and a Lavamancer. Okay, we gotta have a godly draw here to win. Potential for 1 redraw. You fool! We were dead had we not done that. So, hang on a minute. Hang on. So we're at 4. Opponent has 1 card in hand. We could gifts, and we could get. Let me bring up the deck list. Got to see what I can gifts for. Bolt Path and On Thin Ice, which doesn't do anything. We cannot gifts for like our Lightning Helix, because we don't have enough of those effects. So gifts is not an option. So we're going to Abundant Growth, an island. Fiance was an employee at a cereal making plant. They're after me, Lucky Charms. Ooh, Snapcaster. It doesn't do anything. It blocks. I don't know if that keeps us alive. It does not. But it blocks. Oh, we were so close. Yeah, they do. You never know. They could F6 through combat. And I'm bluffing a cryptic command right now. This is game 3, yes. Where's my distant memories? Isn't that card bugged? And that's the tutor card from Scars Mirrodin block, right? The mono blue tutor card? What did it do? Because I heard that, but I didn't hear what it actually did in game. It's too bad we don't have our tail's end to stifle this Grim Lavamancer. I mean, as far as our opponent knows, we Phoenix! Oh, Phoenix, welcome back! You're just in time to see us die to Lavamancer. Well, we're 1-2. I want to note that we were 1-2 against both of the people we lost to, meaning we had the capacity to beat them. We just didn't. Mm-hmm. But, did it, like, let you have all 4 when it was bugged? This is actually 4-color Yorion Wits, Phoenix. I scaled up a 4-color Yorion deck into this monstrosity, and it's actually been doing way better than the traditional blue-white Wits I've been playing. I need to rebuild some turns lists. Ooh. I see. Ah, that's, damn. I heard a bunch of people got banned for abusing it, though, so that's good that they're on top of that. I would like to play first. Reveal Yorion. Round 4. We got a mana leak, we got some removal. We'll keep. Start Windswept Heath, pass the turn. There was an Arbiter bug? Is that like the you never got to pay for Arbiter bug that you mean? Opponent is playing Eldrazi-tron. So we're going to fetch with Windswept Heath and get, I guess, Ralgren Triome? I need more of them. I only put one in the deck because I only had the one. Man, I'm going to have to foam roll because my back hurts. Rip. Play an island. Pass the turn. Should have gotten the green one. Opponent plays a Blast Zone. And that's all they got. This one's Jeskai Triome. Oh, so we had to postpone our wedding by a year due to the pandemic situation here in the States. So that's fun. It'll be September of next year we're getting married. Oh, that's annoying. Just elope for tax benefits and have the ceremony then. Oh, man. My goodness. Welcome, everybody. My goodness, we have a lot of new viewers. Welcome, everybody. Opponent plays Eldrazi Temple. Oh, that's lame. You got the wireless version of this headset? It's pretty nice. I mean, it's not, like, incredibly, like, crazy expensive or anything, but, like, super nice. But it's one of the best headsets I've had, and it's lasted the longest, for sure. We're going to fetch a green source and play Ice Fang. We get a Steam Vents. So our opponent has to take Cryptic or On Thin Ice, and probably takes On Thin Ice for obvious reasons. Fetching is easy with 250 cards. It's still not. I'm just so used to doing it, I can do it relatively quickly. But there's still significant input lag as opposed to a regular 60-card deck. Opponent takes On Thin Ice, as predicted. We untap. We draw a snow-covered island. Yep. We're going to shock Steam Vents. Actually should have played the island. Just realized I do not have Snowcraft, or whatever you want to call it. This mod mode is weird. Oh, have they updated it? Opponent plays Urza's Power Plant. I mean, I haven't streamed for months, so it'd be new to me if they had. All right, we're going to return Thought Knot to its owner's hand and draw. We're going to take the slap from the Smasher. We get a Spreading Seas, which is good. Opponent, gonna get in for 5, that's fine. Fire Medic sounds awesome. Isn't that just Pyromaniac? Do you repair bad fires? Yeah, exactly, Phoenix. Okay, we untap and draw a Braid. A Braid is somewhat useful. Play Snow-Covered Island. Spreading Seas, Cavern of Souls. Tech Edge is on the list of things to do. Basically, the plan is to block with Death Touch and Mana Leak whatever they play. Cavern of Island, new meta. Oh, that's another thing I need to add to the list. Spreading Seas .deck. That's one of the... I do remember when I put the U in Jund. That was fantastic. I don't think he had a single non-blue land. Okay, I'm going to play Scavenger Grounds. So Mana Leak is live. It is not live to that, however. Or when I played versus Mono Blue Burn. That was also pretty good. Alright, this sucks. We can't counter that. So had we tech-edged, we would have been able to counter that. And our opponent would not be able to follow up. On X1? That turns off what? Astrolabe? I'm not particularly... I haven't played turns in ages. I need to get my outfit out. I found it. Opponent gets in for 5. We take it. Go to 6. Flex with an Abrade to the Chalice. Yeah, no. We could play Yorion just to block, but that's not a winning move. We're going to go to game 2. Make him think you need the 1. Oh, actually, I probably should have done that. For disinformation warfare for game 2. I gotta stop doing that. So versus Eldrazi. Do we even have a sideboard for that? I guess Timely helps keep us in the game because they're kind of a heavy mid-range deck. But it delays. It doesn't do anything in particular to win. They do search their deck a little bit. But if we're putting cards into exile, I think that actually helps them if they're playing Eternal Scourge like they should be. Alright, we'll play first. Reveal Yorion. We are missing some colors of mana, but we do have a Lightning Helix and a Field of Ruin. I think this is fine. Field can get us blue mana. Opponent did mulligan to 6. You quit Magics, and so I shouldn't listen to anything you say? Well, that's sad. Always sad to have to stop playing, but... No, I still value your insight, Phoenix. We'll play the Savai Triome and pass. Opponent starts Urza's Tower. Outfit? Oh yes, the outfit. I have a metallic blue shirt and leather overvest I wear, and I got my cool future man sunglasses. It's an outfit. I was wearing it during my most epic punt of all time that made it onto Channel Fireball punts, where I time warped my opponent because I was too drunk to realize what I was doing. When he puts it on, he evolves into Future Man. With the power to... Oh, gosh. It's like that Doctor Strange thing where he sees all the futures, except I choose any one of them but the winning future. It's pretty great. We're gonna Lightning Helix our opponent's face. They couldn't possibly have the 4th trap. Man, that was excellent. Versus Trash for Treasure. We got the 4th... what is it? It's the trap that mimics Red Elemental Blast. Ricochet Trap. Alright, we're going to field them on their draw step. And get blue mana. Justice Strike, kind of relevant. Yeah, field them on their draw step. Y'all thought I was going to F6 through that, didn't you? Now, don't lie to me. You must induce the instant speed fear. You gotta play them mind games. Alright, Snow-Covered Island. Opponent gets a waste. Eldrazi Temple. If he's got Thought Knot, this is when he Thought Knots. Ah, he does not have the Thought Knot. I thought not. I'll just end my stream now. Thank you. All right, pass the turn. When you crashed an opponent out of the game because he surgicaled you. Oh yeah, the guy timed out when he surgical battle Wits. That was a good time. I will be fielding that temple, absolutely. Gonna leave up the Savai Triome, and we're gonna go get a Plains. We have a lot of Plains, but this lets us leave up Justice Strike. Urza's mine. Chalice on 2. We don't have blue to Snapcaster. Welp. That is unfortunate. I really hope my opponent does not have the 5-mana Eldrazi. Because I think we need to land Teferi this turn, and he needs to stick. Tef and Tuck? Yeah, that is better, isn't it? I mean, he's dead to Reality Smasher either way, and this at least gets the other thing off the board. Good call. I was going to uptick. Whew. Saved by the Phoenix. Oh, man. I got one vertebrae in my back. I just can't get it to pop. Opponent plays a cavern. Phoenix, were you there when I was playing pitch control and we revealed like 2 Chancellor of the Annex, and my opponent didn't play anything until like turn 4, where he died because he conceded match to forgetting about Chancellor? I need to start making meme videos again. Holy crap. Opponent kills Teferi, which is very disheartening. I think that's my favorite. I think that and surgicaling all 3 other copies of a card from my opponent's hand is probably my 2 favorite moments in all of Magic. And if not my 2 favorite, very close to being my 2 favorite. Yes, I do. So opponent probably has a thought knot here. They do. But we have to... Oh, crap. We're losing so many cards out of our hand. So we Justice Strike the Smasher. We discard this Plains, because we have all the white mana we need. Then our opponent takes Snapcaster, and we have to try and draw an island. So then we can take out the Thought Knot and be back in the game. Also, if my opponent draws a Urza's Tower, they can cast Ulamog. They have enough mana for that. That's kind of scary. We discard Torrential Gearhulk. I mean, we just do this, right? Like, we didn't have the mana to cast the Gearhulk. Yeah, I really should have, but I really wanted to keep up Justice Strike that turn, and I was like, But I probably should have, yes. Alright, we draw a card. It's a Gideon. Gideon's good. We are running 12 Prophetic Prism effects, by the way. Chalice is coming down this turn. Well, my opponent can't put it on 5, and they can't put it on 3. Not without a land, anyway. And if they put it on 3, they're sniping the stream, because I can't imagine they would know that we just drew Gideon. Alright, Smasher 2. Reality Boogaloo. Opponent gets in for 5, we do not block. Okay, we take 5, go to 18, and untap. There it is. Play the island. Play Gideon. We do have black mana, so if we happen to draw a really big creature and it dies, we can Unburial Rights it. So we Fog the Smasher. Get in for 2. F6. And wait. Opponent plays a Cavern of Souls on Construct. This probably means a Walking Ballista. On 3. Yep. Like how you're playing blue with a card in hand and F6. Yeah, but I'm lazy. Ketria Triome. We'd probably cycle that. Yeah. I mean, it's green. It is green mana, but we have more valuable things to draw. Like Wrath. Yeah, that does make him choose, doesn't it? Nah, there's no... I'm not going to swing. Just got a Wrath. Kill Snapcaster, you got it. A target of no consequence. Alright. Supreme Verdict destroyed all creatures and gained us 2 life. Was effectively a fumigate. Pass the turn. Now we can pay 5 mana and reanimate Snapcaster. And if we draw another red source, we can Lightning Helix off the Snapcaster. So if they play one non-reality Smasher Eldrazi, we can keep him under lock with Gideon. Okay, it's a Matter Reshaper. That's not particularly threatening. Alright, we draw. Do you remember that green mana I said I had not that long ago? Uptick on Matter Reshaper. Pass turn. I mean, we needed the cycle. It's still a thing we needed to do, right? This is a highly irregular game as compared to all of the other ones we played. Opponent Thought Knots. You're playing Battle of Wits. Don't you dare call it irregular. You have no right. I suppose you are correct. Jeez. Thought not. I mean, I guess. I don't know if I agree with that, but... Alright. Path Thought Knot. See what we draw. Also, do you remember that time? Do you remember that time that just happened? Yes. Yes, I do. What was that about the card that I needed the most right then and there? What you got for me, Astrolabe? Mirrodin's Core. You know what? I'll take it. Uptick on Matter Reshaper. Charge counter on Mirrodin's Core. Play Thragtusk. Yeah. I'm only running these Thragtusks because I don't have Uros, by the way. If I had the money, these would be Uros. And if it was Uro, we'd be winning so much harder. Instead of, like, barely staying in the game. Uro is a 3-mana 6/6 that if you play him from your hand, you sack him. And you can play him from the grave for 4 mana and exiling 5 other cards. And every time he enters the battlefield or attacks, you gain 3 life and draw a card, and you can play an additional land. The long game versus Eldrazi-tron is usually super interesting. I mean, in a way, it's kind of like Battlecruiser magic. Opponent puts Chalice on 1. They fear the 1-drop. What's happened to Magic lately? Companions were printed and everything went to shit. I have a companion. What am I doing? I forgot. I have another card I can cast. Oh, I can't do both. Never mind. Uptick there. I don't play this. I don't play companions. Most of my decks don't meet the restriction. It was all part of the plan. All right, load me up. Give me the punts. Give me like 3 to 5 punts. Oh, that's so horrible. I am so sorry you guys had to suffer through that. Ever since I had Astrolabe and Thragtusk, it was definitely the correct choice. Oh, the best part is it caused our opponent to immediately scoop, which means it was like a super BM. My opponent's probably staring at it like, why isn't he casting it? Oh, jeez. Alright, well, this hand is good. We're going to keep this hand. You know what? I'm going to put that right there. Keep. Opponent starts Urza's Tower. Expedition map. We start. Snow-covered plains. Astrolabe. I just lost, like, all of my viewership. Oh, man. I don't blame anybody for leaving. Not after that. Uh-oh. Our opponent is going to have Tron. That is not a good sign. What do we draw? A counterspell, please, of some kind. That is not what I asked for. Okay, we're going to play Polluted Delta and pass the turn. Oh, man, that's awesome. Oh, I should have thought of that when I was playing against Hollow One all the time and everyone was running the stupid draw 3, discard 3. Yep, Mine Tower Power Plant. Here we go. Something tells me my reality is about to be smashed, and I totally deserve it. We're going to get a Ketria Trio to take our beats. I don't know about that. Your opponent is avenging my forgotten companion. I mean, honestly, you forget about Yorion, you forget about your companion, and that amounts to animal abuse, I think. That's neglect. Neglect of your companion. Alright, we're gonna play Scrying Sheets. Man, what do we even do? It's like, we can eventually play Baloth. We do have a Lightning Helix. Thought not. Okay. I sincerely believe we need the life gain. But we might be able to get it later. We gotta activate Scrying Sheets this turn. A New Hope. Opponent takes our Gideon. I mean, if we could draw gifts, we could blow up like a Tron land of theirs and then be probably okay. Hang on. Do we activate scrying sheets or do we cycle? We'll cycle because we're going to guarantee this. Wrath, please. Castable Wrath, please. Not a Wrath. Glad I didn't activate scrying sheets. Timely reinforcements might do something. So we play the Snow Plains and cast the Baloth, because that can trade with the Thought Knot potentially. Uh-oh, that's 10 mana. Smasher 2. We definitely trade with the Thought Knot here. 100%. Gotta draw Wrath. We drew Teferi. Teferi Tuck Smasher doesn't do anything. 5 mana for our Karn. Down takes Karn. Yeah, we have to timely Helix, and I don't think that also Astrolabe. Opponent gets Mystic Forge. Okay, come on. Come on. Show me something good. Not really. That doesn't okay. Red white. Kill Karn. Shock to 4. Timely our way up to 10. Gearhulk onto Helix potentially will allow us to live. Because Gearhulk can block down a Smasher. We can gain a little bit of life. We'll have to see. We still would really like a Wrath. Would be the best. And Scavenger Grounds pretty much takes any chance of a graveyard strategy actually working out of the picture. Yeah, we'll go to 2. We don't have a Fog. We don't have Declaration in Stone. Blessed Alliance at present moment does work. Opponent only has 3 minutes on the clock, too. Yorion can flicker any number of your non-land permanents. It's slow flicker. They come back at the end of turn. He's a 5 mana 4/5 flyer. And we're just dead. But there's nothing we could do about that. Dang, son. That was close. That was really close. We were kind of hanging on there for a minute. So next turn we would have drawn a Plains, which we could have played, and then Astrolabed into a Gearhulk. We could have played the Plains had they not had anything. Gearhulked to block, gain 3 life. We were at 2. We would have been at 1, and then we would have had 1 more turn to draw. Nothing. So I guess it didn't matter. Look at this. 240 card deck, and we have won at least 1 game every single round. So, alright, I have some bad news. The bad news is I have streamed for as long as I can stream today, because I promised I would be done by a certain time so that we could get errands done. I do not have enough time to play the last match, and I don't even think I have enough time for Momir. But thank you so much, everybody, for coming to the stream. I will post in the Discord and on Twitter when I can stream next, as soon as I know. I do not know at this present moment in time. If you followed me here today, you should follow me on YouTube. You can catch me there. It's the same username as I've got on here, and I would really appreciate the support. I want you to know that you're all wonderful human beings. Thank you to Basic Land Shark for cheering, 128 bits. Papa JRBX2 for following, and Great Bone Daddy, of course, for subscribing for 15 months. 15 months. It absolutely was Six Sigma, and I'm looking forward to more like it. So, be on the lookout for some more modern jank right here on Twitch, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're going to go ahead and finish off what we started on stream, which is this Modern League. Why am I so washed out? A little bit too much light there. All right. We're going to try and finish out this Modern League, where we were playing Yorion Wits. So hopefully we get a good round 5. Alright, round 5. Here we go. As you can see, I've assembled a new chair, and I am extremely comfortable. I was sitting on a folding chair for like 4 weeks because my other one had been broken, so my back is enjoying the relief. So we'll play first. Reveal Yorion. This is a keep. We will keep. Oh, 1 second. We're going to start Snow-Covered Forest and Astrolabe. Just realized I had to move the dog's bed so he'd be a little more comfortable and maybe a little less needy because he could be nearer to me. Okay. Opponent's up. Keep. Draw. Opponent starts Snow-Covered Forest. Looks like they're also playing Yorion. Okay. We untap. We draw Lightning Helix. So we're going to shock Steam Vents. And we have the option of Mana Leak, Abrade, or Lightning Helix this turn. We might Abrade that Astrolabe, honestly. The mana fixing is probably very useful to our opponent. So pass to their end step. Abrade Astrolabe. Border. You don't need to be squeaking that right now. So opponent's probably going to flash in an Ice Fang Quaddle, maybe? Maybe not. We untap. We draw Gideon of the Trials. Play Savai Triome. Pass the turn. We will have Gideon mana next turn. But I'm going to flash in an Ice Fang Quaddle. Well, we're going to let them have it. They draw. Opponent plays Scalding Tarn, fetches with Scalding Tarn, and finds... I'll leave that right there so I don't forget. Gets a Hollowed Fountain and shocks it in. 3 mana, they're going to play a Teferi. Well, we will definitely be countering Teferi. Border. I'm going to take it away. I know you like it a lot, but you can take that upstairs. Okay. So opponent going to get in for 1. Because they don't have Death Touch. They might as well just get in. Yep. Take us to 17. We untap. We draw Blessed Alliance. So we'll get down to Gideon. We could leave up Spell Queller, but I don't think that's the way to go here. Take up Gideon on Ice Fang. Pass the turn. We are going to need some lands. 3 mana to Teferi number 2. Opponent's going to down tick Teferi, returning no cards to their hand. Okay. We draw Forest. Play a Forest. I think we're going to play Jace and unsummon. Then animate Gideon and hit Teferi. Oh gosh, is that coming through my mic now? It shouldn't. Alright, that should make it slightly more bearable if it's not bearable. So we're an unsummon Ice Fang. Animate Gideon. Go to combat. Hit Teferi with Gideon. Opponent is getting a little bit mana screwed here. Opponent plays an Ice Fang Quaddle and draws. They're at 9 cards, and they have no lands in hand. Wow. Opponent has to discard 2. Archmage's Charm and Uro. We draw on Thin Ice. So let's start with... Yeah, let's brainstorm. We would not mind hitting a land here at all. Alright, land to Teferi. There's definitely some good stuff there. We're going to put back Polluted Delta, Blessed Alliance, Uptick Gideon, play Flooded Strand, crack Flooded Strand, get a Snow-Covered Island, play Teferi. Opponent could have a Spell Pierce. Force of Negation. Sure. They pitch an Archmage's Charm. We'll pass. So opponent's only creature is currently fogged. Opponent plays a Misty Rainforest. Cracks it. Finds a Steam Vent. Untapped. Opponent Lightning Helix's Jace. It's pretty reasonable. Man, if we'd have been able to Yorion that Jace. Okay, we draw Settle the Wreckage. So we cannot Lightning Helix and Spell Queller, unfortunately. So we are going to, on Thin Ice, exile Icefang Quaddle, animate Gideon, get in for 4, take our opponent to 13, pass the turn. We have Lightning Helix and Spell Queller, 3 mana, Jace the Mind Sculptor. So we're going to go ahead and Spell Queller that. Unfortunately, we do not have a way to protect this Queller. So our opponent is likely going to get a Jace. This is just like a delay. We could actually Yorion, Flicker Queller, and then hit Jace with Gideon. It's actually kind of reasonable. We get to draw a card out of it, too. You know what? I'm going to do it. Play Yorion, Flicker Queller, and Astrolabe. Okay? So opponent cast Jace, animate Gideon, go to combat, attack Jace the Mind Sculptor. Nice. So we get back our Spell Queller and Astrolabe. We draw a land, which is good. So we do have lethal, but it's likely our opponent has some way to interact. So we are representing lethal damage. And opponent scoops it up. Nice. Okay, so versus a Yorion deck, I kind of want Ashiok's, really. Veil of Summer is good too. We're going to cut... What are we going to cut here? Probably like Blessed Alliance. And then Obstinate Baloths. Try like that. Alrighty. Reveal Yorion. Careful, bud. This hand isn't amazing, but it has Battle of Wits, and our opponent may not expect that. So we're going to keep. Opponent starts Scalding Tarn. Cracks it. Plays an Astrolabe after getting an island. And they draw a card. We untap, we draw. Snow-covered island. Play Snow-covered island. Pass the turn. Border. Come on, buddy. Not that toy. Play with any of the other ones. There's like 4 right there, dude. But this one's the only one that squeaks. And I want you to throw it. Oh, give it here. Opponent plays another Astrolabe. And finds a second land. Okay, we untap, we draw. Deprive. We'll play a Snow-covered forest. We'll play Prophetic Prism. Draw on Thin Ice. Opponent untaps. Opponent asks, what is with me in drawing lands? Dude, I don't know. Opponent draws a card. It's a land. We untap, we draw. Snow-covered forest. Play a plains. We're going to on Thin Ice, exile our opponent's Icefang Quaddle. And now we have Icefang Quaddle / Deprive. Three mana for our opponent. For an Uro! Considering my opponent's difficulty in drawing lands, I actually think I'm fine. Yeah, you know what? We'll Deprive. Opponent passes. We draw. Prohibit. Prohibit's good. Play a Snow-covered forest, pass the turn. So they play a 2 mana or less spell, we can counter it, otherwise we'll be flashing in an Icefang Quaddle. Oh man, Battle of Wits is actually really bad with Teferi. Opponent's going to draw 2 cards. Sure. They play a Misty. We play a Quaddle. And we draw Searing Spear. Okay. Opponent passes. We draw Lightning Helix. That's good. Play a Snow-covered forest. Get in for 1. So we can counter up to a 4-drop, and we have a Lightning Helix or a Searing Spear. Under the right circumstances, we could land a Battle of Wits. I feel like our opponent's going to just play Teferi and unsummon it, though. Or Cryptic Bounce, I feel is also a likely possibility. So it's not going to be that easy, even if our opponent taps out. Opponent does get a Triome. If our opponent plays something like Teferi right now, and we can prohibit it, we're actually in amazing shape if we draw an untapped land. Opponent goes to Lightning Helix. Yeah, you know what? I'll fight over this. If they have a counter for our counter, that's fine. Because then we fire off Helix, untap, draw land, play Wits, and win, right? Okay. Helix our opponent's face. See if we can tempt them into doing anything else. We do not. Untap, we draw. Snow-covered plains. Alright, well we're going to go for it. Get in for 1. Opponent takes 1. Play a Plains. Filter for blue. Cast Battle Wits. Oh, they got a counter? Mystical Dispute on our Battle Wits. Come on, man. You can't counter Battle Wits. No, we cannot pay. Opponent bolts Quaddle, which is fine. I mean, honestly, we might fire up on Burial Rites. 4 mana for our opponent. Probably for this Uro. Yep, it's the Uro. They gain 3 life, draw a card, and they put a Scalding Tarn onto the battlefield. We untap and draw Misty Rainforest. I'll play Misty Rainforest. Play Yorion. Okay, we're going to flicker on Thin Ice. This lets our opponent draw a card, but we got to get rid of Uro. We cannot let our opponent be drawing so many cards every turn. Opponent draws. Well, where is it? Oh, I see. Okay. Pass the turn. Those cards return to the battlefield. On Thin Ice, targets Plains. We exile Uro and draw a card. It's a Prismatic Vista, which is nice. Okay, opponent cracks Scalding Tarn. Gets a Mystic Sanctuary for Mystical Dispute. It's one thing I forgot to put in this deck was a Mystic Sanctuary, which I have been regretting pretty much this entire league, if I recall. I don't know any specific instances, but there were times where I wished I was like, oh man, if only I could Mystic Sanctuary. Opponent plays a field, gets in for 1, no problem. They're going to play their Yorion. You're fine, buddy. You're fine. So Yorion, gonna flicker all their Astrolabes and Quaddles and nonsense. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and fetch up a Ketria Triome. Okay, opponent gets all those back. They're gonna have to draw a bunch of cards. Then they have to discard. Okay, we untap. Oh, first they discard, sorry. Order. Please no. Just have to hold out for a couple more minutes, dude. They discard Snapcaster and 2 Supreme Verdicts. We draw a Tectonic Edge. Let's see. So we can reanimate an Icefang Quaddle, which is not very good. We can Searing Spear their Quaddle, but that doesn't do anything. We could Tech Edge the Triome, but we're not really taking them off mana, so we're probably better off hitting Field of Ruin. Yeah, let's go ahead and just Tech Edge, pass the turn, no attacks. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand, green, Abundant Growth. They draw a card. Another Astrolabe. Okay, no attacks. Let's go ahead and Searing Spear the Quaddle. Untap. Redraw. Savai Triome. Play Prismatic Vista. Pass the turn. Lightning Helix is our face. Cracks Flooded Strand. Finds a Hallowed Fountain. Untapped. Lightning Helix is our face. Sure. Opponent plays a land. 5 mana. Big Teferi. Sure. Let's see what they do. Okay, they uptick. Cycle Savai Triome. We get a path. Go ahead and path our opponent's Yorion. Okay, Yorion down. They get a land. They untap 2 lands. We untap and draw Supreme Verdict. Go to combat. Attack Teferi. Take Teferi down to 1. Opponent flashes in Ice Fang Quaddle to block. This is fine. This is the one way that they could kill it. And they do have a Mystic, whatever the counterspell is, but they won't be able to cast it against Unburial Rites. They don't have the mana. Filter for black. Unburial Rites Yorion. This is pretty sweet. It's too bad we don't have more to flicker, really. Oh, Disdainful Stroke. Shh, you're alright. Gonna plays a Scalding Tarn. Tucks on Thin Ice. Sure. Draws a card. They've drawn almost half their deck now. Uro gets sacked. So it looks like they're going to escape Uro. Sure. They gain 3 life. They draw another card. They put a Triome onto the battlefield tapped. Okay, we're going to fetch another snow-covered island. Untap. We get a golden egg. Lay the egg. Draw a card. We get a Torrential Gear Hulk. We're going to Supreme Verdict. Make him recast Uro. Okay, opponent Snapcaster Mage, probably for a Lightning Helix. Yep. Helix is our face. Down to 11. They untap. Cracks Misty. Puts Lightning Helix on top of the deck. Escape Uro. Oh no, they're just going to draw with Teferi. So they're holding Lightning Helix. Here comes Uro. Put another land onto the back. So we can play around the one Mystical Dispute they're holding, but if they're holding anything else, we untap. We draw Abundant Growth. We actually cannot play that without continuing to play around. Okay, so opponent untaps, goes to combat, attacks. In response to the trigger, we settle the wreckage. Oh, they have an Archmage's Charm. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Very unfortunate. Their opponent hits us to 1 and then Lightning Helixes us. Yep. Alrighty. Well, that's our league. So we went 1 and 4 overall. The deck does need... Oh, no! For some reason I was thinking that was game 3. It was only game 2. We're still in this. And we fought hard. Yeah, let's do this. We could bring in Soul Guide Lanterns, because our opponent does have Uro. I already hit submit, though. So, alright, we'll play first. Show Yorion. This should be okay. We'll keep. We'll start Ketria Triome. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand. Draw. Raugerin Triome. Play that. I think this and this are one-ups, by the way. Opponent did not crack their fetch. Kind of sounds like they draw land. They play a Misty. Okay, we draw a Justice Strike. Play a Prophetic Prism. Opponent cracks. Gets Triome. Opponent cracks. Gets Triome. Prophetic Prism enters. We draw Ojutai's Command. Play a Triome. Pass the turn. Blue, red, green, Uro. Oh, you got it. They draw an additional card. Gain 3 life. They put a Flooded Strand into play. Alright, here's really hoping Ashiok resolves. We have Teferi. So play Misty. Opponent cracks in response. Because they have a counterspell. It is because they currently do not have an answer. Mill our opponent. Pass the turn. We have successfully turned off their fetches. For the opponent plays a Snow-Covered Island. 4 mana for a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Brainstorms. Puts a couple cards back. Crack Misty. At a Snow Island. We draw. Spell Queller is good. Downtick Ashiok. I was hoping to draw a land to play Teferi, but I don't think that's... So pass the turn. Opponent brainstorms. Opponent plays a Hallowed Fountain untapped. Abundant Growth's a land. We are going to flash in a Spell Queller, which does leave Ashiok open to like a Searing Spear, Lyse, or Bolt, or whatever. They Helix the Queller. That's fine. We untap. We draw Bolt. Now I really wish I had that Queller to protect the Bolt. Bolt Jace. We're doing this on our main phase to confuse him. Alright, sweet, it worked. Mill our opponent. Making them think we got some other big play, and we do not. Of course, it was probably better to just see if they would tap out at any point. Okay. Opponent plays an Ice Fang Quaddle. Oops. Go ahead and Justice Strike that. And they draw a card. Past our opponent's turn. They play a Mystic Sanctuary. Nothing to return. 4 mana, 5 mana. Yorion. They can flicker at Abundant Growth to draw a card. Okay. We untap. We Jace the Mind Sculptor. Supreme Verdict. Mill our opponent. Pass the turn. So they got a Quaddle. Oh, they got a Snapcaster. Alright, that's fine. I think that's actually slightly more fine. Oh, what cards have we exiled? We've only gotten the one Uro. That's kind of Ashiok down. Another Uro. Opponent draws, gains life, sacrifices it. We untap. We draw an Astrolabe. Play an Astrolabe. Draw Teferi number 2. Still no land. Okay, opponent gets in for 3. Take 3, go to 16. They play a Teferi Time Wrap plus Teferi. Yes, we untap and finally land. There's no way this resolved. Yep. Cannot pay that. Alright, interesting. Opponent's just cantripping with Veil of Summer and bolts us. They play a land. They crack it. Here comes Uro. It's too bad we do not have an efficient way to back up this Settle the Wreckage. Like a Dispel, even. And we can't even settle the Wreckage because they have Teferi. So we take 3. We go to 8. We need to have an answer to Uro right now. So I guess we try and play Teferi and downtick, but I don't think this wins. I think my opponent has a counterspell. Yep. And Jace wasn't a way to play around that. Dang. Okay, so this deck has all the merits. This deck has all of the merits of Yorion control. As you can see, we won a game every single round we played, which is quite impressive for a 240 card deck. Most of those matchups were winnable, and I think with some slight tweaks to the deck, we can increase the power a lot. Number 1, we need to be playing 4 Uro. Number 2, we need to be playing 4 Teferi Time Raveler. I don't have those, but those would greatly increase the potency of this deck. I think we need to kind of double down on the Flash theme. I like having... I think we should have like Restoration Angels, because flickering some of our creatures is excellent. I think we should cut a few of the non-Flash creatures. I don't like Baloth. I think we should replace Baloths with something else that's got Flash on it, basically. I actually kind of want to run Mystical Teachings in this deck, and I want to make the majority of it instant speed. I think that would greatly increase the power level, especially because then we could, like, Mystical Teachings for 5 mana Teferi creature, and then, you know, do lots of fun shenanigans that way. However, let me know if you enjoyed this league. Most of it was a stream VOD. The rest of it I had to record separately. But if you do, leave a like. Let me know what's up. Subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and remember to follow me on Twitch at the same username you find me here on YouTube, because I will be streaming a lot more frequently. So, yeah. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!